The lungs. Okay, question number 1. In TCM, which organ is described as the Prime Minister responsible for regulation?
Lung.
Lung.
Which organ works closely with the lung to excrete dross after qi and tinye separation?
Large intestine.
What is the term for the big qi inhaled by the lung from the environment?
Da Chi.
Which organ sends ku qi upward to combine with ta qi in the lung?
Spleen.
Combination of ta qi and ku qi creates which type of qi used by the body without further transformation?
Zong Qi.
Besides breathing, which sense has the lung control?
Smell.
Which external condition especially damages the lung?
Dryness.
The lung is affected, which color is manifested?
White.
Which flavor is said to affect the lung?
Spicy.
In TCM, which organ governs blood?
Heart.
The lung opens to which body part?
Nose.
The lung is the only lung organ that is in direct contact with what?
Exterior.
One of the lung's functions is to regulate which bodily system?
Water passage.
The pure fluids that the lung spreads as a fine mist are called what?
Pure gene.
The lung is the upper source of which substance?
Jin.
Yes. Which type of qi is produced when yan qi transforms zong qi?
Sen Chi.
The quality of a person's voice is an indication of the strength of which qi?
Zong Chi.
The lung controls the skin and which other external feature?
Body hair.
Which emotions are said to affect the lung?
Grief. Sorrow, worry, and melancholy.
Melancholy. The lung
Melancholy.
draws pure qi into the body and exhales what?
Impure Chi.
What is the driving force behind qi in the channels?
Zong Qi.
Zong qi assists which organ in spreading qi through the channel network?
Lung.
Which organ uses qi and zong qi to help the heart pump blood?
Lung.
What is the commander of blood?
Qi.
What is described as the mother of qi?
Shui. Blood.
Stimulating a tonifying acupuncture point of the lung primarily tonifies what?
Zong Qi.
The lung is likened to which structure over the other organs?
Roof.
Which organ grasps the qi that the lung sends downwards?
Kidney.
Which organ uses the qi sent on by the lung to drive stools out of the body?
Large intestine.
While the lung sends qi downwards, which organ sends qi upwards to create space?
Spleen.
Besides qi, what else does the lung spread throughout the body?
Jin.
Qin is described as the light-yang aspect of what?
Body fluids.
Where does qin flow together with channel qi and blood?
Between skin and muscles.
If the qin flow is disrupted, the skin may become dry or develop what condition?
Puffiness due to edema.
Wei qi mainly controls what function of the skin?
Opening and closing of the pores.
Which organ sends impure fluids down to the urinary bladder for further transformation?
Lung.
The lung is called the upper source of which substance?
Jin Yi.
Which organ sends pure fluids upward to the lung?
Spleen.
Which acupuncture point is commonly used to activate and regulate the lung?
Lung 7.
What is the term for the space between skin and muscles?
Holy.
What does qin help to do in the skin?
Moisten and nourish the skin.
What does Wei qi control in the skin?
Opening and closing of pores.
Which organ influences the hair on the head?
Kidneys.
Which organ influences body hair?
Lung.
What is the sensory organ associated with the lung?
Nose.
When the nose is blocked, which sense is reduced?
Sense of smell.
Which type of flavor is primarily perceived in the nose?
Aromatic flavor.
What is the ye bodily fluid of the lung?
Mucus in the nasal membrane.
Which lung organ is in direct contact with the exterior?
Lung.
Which external factor does the lung particularly hate?
Dryness.
Which posture has a negative effect on the lung?
Lying down.
Which color resonates with the metal face and the lung?
White.
Which white food is mentioned as affecting the lung?
Radishes.
Which flavor is dynamic and yang, influencing the lung?
Spicy flavor.
Excessive consumption of which flavor can damage lung yin?
Spicy flavor.
What odor may indicate a lung imbalance?
Rotten odor.
Which organ connects to the throat? Which organ connects the throat to both the lung and the stomach?
Throat.
When lung qi becomes rebellious due to wind cold, what symptom often appears?
Sneezing.
Which type of external qi most strongly blocks wei qi?
Cold.
Which organ must send qi to the lung to keep it moist?
Kidneys.
When is the odor particularly noticeable?
When there is infected sputum.
Which organ controls the voice?
Lung.
What gives the voice its strength?
Zong qi.
A person with lung qi deficiency may be described as
Taciturn.
people who constantly use their voice, teachers, singers, tend to develop what condition?
Lung qi su.
The lung manifests with which type of voice?
Crying or weeping voice.
What is the primary emotion associated with the lung?
Sorrow.
Grief can be heard in a person's voice when there are imbalances in which organ?
Lung.
Which color is associated with the metal face and mourning in China?
White.
The emotion of the metal face, grief, is called what in Chinese?
Bai.
The lung assists which organ in expelling stools?
Large intestine.
Letting go of emotional attachments is necessary to?
Make you emotional tight.
After a death in a Chinese family, specific periods are set aside for what purpose?
Grieving.
The Chinese character Yo is translated by Father Lar and Elizabeth Rocha de la Vallée as which of the following?
Oppression.
Worry is most frequently associated with imbalance in which organ?
Spleen.
What virtue is associated with the lung?
Reverence.
The corporeal spirit of the lung is called what?
Po.
Po has a yin-yang relationship with which liver spirit?
Hon.
How many Po are there?
7.
At death, Po leaves the body through which point?
Yen rectum.
Okay. The Po lives through the yin rectum. Which organ sends qi downwards to the body?
Lung.
Which organ is described as the emperor?
Heart.
The liver and the lung have a relationship involving which two substances?
The qi and shui.
What can happen if liver qi becomes stagnant?
Lung qi also stagnates.
Which organ controls the 100 vessels?
Lung.
What is the effect of calming the lungs breathing on the heart?
Regulates heart qi.
Which two organs cooperate closely for respiration and fluid physiology?
Lung and kidney.
If the lung is imbalanced, which condition may appear?
Edema.
What does the spleen transform from food?
Go qi.
Phlegm is said to be created in the spleen but stored in which organ?
Lung.
Which organ helps the lung send impure fluids down to the urinary bladder?
Kidney.
What is the role of zongqi in the body?
Drives channel qi.
Which organ's qi ascends to transform zongqi into zhen qi?
Yuan qi.
Yang qi, yeah. The large intestine depends on which organ to send qi downwards for stool expulsion.
Lung.
Lung.
Constipation in the elderly is often due to deficiency of which qi?
Lung
Lung.
qi.
Which organ is described as the prime minister responsible for regulation?
Lung.
Lung.
What does the heart use lung qi and zong qi to do?
moves through channels.
When the lung chi is blocked, what respiratory symptom may appear?
Shortness and breath, out breath.
Which organ supplies the lung with ta chi from the air?
Lung itself.
The lung and spleen belong to which channel family?
Ion channel.
What is the primary difference between zong chi and ku chi?
Zong chi can be used without further transformation.
Which type of chi is also known as heavenly chi and is said to be above and around us?
Tian chi.
Yeah, tian chi. What is the effect on the nose when the lung is described as lung heat?
Yellow and thick mucus.
Which type of chi is transferred by yan chi into gen chi?
Song chi.
What term is used for the lung shen aspect that manages physiological activities without conscious thought?
Po.
What is the manifestation of a strong zong chi in an individual?
Strong voice.
Okay. How is your voice? Mark, ang imong voice, mahina ang zong chi. Which condition is described as the lung, which condition is described as the lung being delicate or vulnerable?
Damage and by dryness.
What does the lung do with the heavier year after transformation?
Tends to join an
Or which of the
orifice.
following is the function of the lung?
Control the sense of taste.
Which type of chi is referred to as earth chi?
Gu chi.
Which organ's yen source point is also the gathering point for the blood vessels?
Lung 9.
What is the primary consequence when zong chi is blocked during acute cardiac problems or asthma?
Difficulty speaking.
When wei chi is blocked by exogenous here, cold, which of the following symptoms is most directly expected?
Inability to breathe.
Which acupuncture point is highlighted as one of the most tonifying points of the lung for influencing zong chi?
O siyempre, lung 7.
Obstruction of lungs' ability to send fluids down to urinary bladder can lead to which specific type of edema?
Acute edema in the upper jaw.
Which of the following best describes relationship between qin and the channel qi?
Jin flows with tunnel chi and chill like mist over a river.
When the lung qi is deficient, no qi deficiency, what change occurs in wei qi?
Wei chi also becomes deficient.
Thin watery phlegm in the lung results from failure to spread which substance?
Jin ye.
Which of the following is not directly associated with the blockage of wei qi?
Nighttime insomnia without other symptoms.
Which of the following acupuncture points is not being used to activate and spread wei qi?
Stomach tricks.
Okay. Which substance circulates together with wei qi in the space that moistens and to some extent nourishes the skin?
Jin.
Which parts of the upper airways are considered manifestations of lung imbalance?
Nose, sinuses, and upper airway passage.
The throat connects the lung to which other organ, making it relevant to both lung and that organ's imbalances?
The stomach.
When excess heat acts on the lung's nasal, what change occurs to the mucus?
It becomes thick, sticky, and yellowish.
Nasal ye, no? Ye is the thicker fluid. So if it occurs when the excess heat acts on the lung's nasal ye, what change occurs? It becomes thick, sticky, and yellowish. So that's excess heat. So if your ye is thick and yellowish, that's excess heat. Phlegm when cold can disrupt the lung's function of spreading tin, leading to accumulation that turns into what?
Phlegm.
What unique characteristic distinguishes the lung from other lung organs?
Direct contact with the
contact.
Which organ most commonly sends tinea upward to keep the lung moist?
Kidneys.
The statement the lung hates cold is primarily due to cold's effect on which chi?
Wei chi.
Why does lying down negatively affect the lung?
Damp
phlegm can collect in the lung in the recumbent position.
That's why we should not lie down too much. A pale complexion, especially of the cheeks, is most directly associated with which lung condition?
Lung
Lung
Qi Shu.
Lung Qi Shu or lung Qi deficiency. Wow, congratulations to you both.
Thank you.
Thank you.